Hi. Wow, I hope it's not too dark out here. Taking a look, and I'm full of energy on this topic, and I should probably do this someday during the day. I feel like there are a couple topics that are extremely important, and one of them is dealing with Christianity. I've moved back to Indiana. It's uh it's like 8 years now. And in case you don't realize, the Midwest, Indiana, is much more religious than out west. I was in Nevada, and people are pretty secular out there, not deeply religious like they are here. um, in certain ways, this is good, but in other ways, I find it pretty lame. Well, I'll say this, more Buddhists have moved here to Fort Wayne area because we have the Burmese now. These are people that were moved out of their own country because of war. What's the other name for it? Burma is also called Myanmar. So that's a Buddhist country. Predominantly, it's also Muslim. So we'll see Muslim and Buddhist people. You can tell because they wear is that called a sarong? Sarong. It's like a dress, like a dress for a man in sandals. It doesn't look gay or weird or anything. Looks kind of cool actually. It's a long, like a skirt. I'm just saying you can tell Burmese when you see them often because of the way they're dressed like that. And we see them in Menards, the Lowe's kind of store. It's funny what a mix of cultures we have here. I mean, we have, white people, Europeans, of course, highly German, this area, highly German. We have blacks. We have more blacks in Fort Wayne than the national average. We're just above the national average. And that's because of, the auto trade, the automotive industry hired a lot of blacks. They came up here, they came up to Detroit and everything. I'm talking about the old days, the beginning of the 20th century onward, industrialization. So we have this mix, and we also have Amish people. Have you been around Amish? They drive a goddamn horse and buggy, my man. A horse and buggy, for real. You know what they are, don't you? Amish people. So we have all these people, and now we have the Burmese. Like I said, they're Buddhist, and they're Buddhist and Muslim. So I'm happy that the temples have popped up all around. I'll see Buddha in different places, big sculptures of Buddha, and then it's a beautiful temple. I love Buddhism personally. I love it. But then we also have the old-fashioned Midwestern Christians. Okay, so it's not a clash. That's not the message here. It's not a clash. Except once in a while, man, once in a while. And I'll tell you, it's the loved ones who are deeply Christian. This, for me, is the most difficult, because the other people, I don't give a fuck. Go do your thing. But the loved ones who employ Christianity, I'm sorry, but what I worship is logic. That's what I like. I don't worship logic, literally. That wouldn't make any sense. But my evidence for the existence of God is that we have logic, human logic. I can't explain that further, but my evidence for the existence of God is human logic. This is what we have that's universal. Okay, so ever since I was little, I went to church for a long time when I was little, all through high school until just after high school. And then kaput, I was done. I tried. I really tried. But I remember when I was into it, I was trying to do the Christian thing, but my logic would always just kind of fight me, just kind of fight me. It was always in the back of my head. And I didn't know anything about Buddhism back then. Although I did seem to have even before I knew anything about Buddhism, I had a desire for it or something. You know, I had a little lust for it, a fetish for it. I think that might be a good word for it, I think. For Eastern philosophy, okay? I call it religion. Buddhism is a religion. You'll see people arguing that Buddhism's not a religion, it's a philosophy. Well, everything's a philosophy. Buddhism's not a religion. How is it not a religion? It has scripture, it has priests, you know, monks and nuns, and it has temples. How the hell is it not a religion? Of course it's a religion. That's just people who are embarrassed of Christianity and they want to say that Buddhism is so much better. It's not a religion. It is a religion. I'm not a fan of Christianity. After, you know, all these years, I've gotten less and less fond of it, to tell you the truth, which is ironic because I know more and more about it. But I've learned about it like a sociologist, you know, not a believer, like an anthropologist, you know. I teach Christians about their religion. I know way more about their religion than a lot of them do. And I am not even exaggerating. Not everybody. I could talk to a Christian and they'll, of course they always have verses. Hey, that's cool. You know the books really well? That's cool. I'm a huge fan of books. I wish that it hadn't gotten perverted into what it is. I wish we could just appreciate it for the poetry in those books. 66 books or whatever, written by 66 authors. I'm exaggerating, but not that much. Paul wrote, 5 books or whatever. And when I say 66, that's Old and New Testament. So we're talking about books that are not even written by one person. Moses wrote the first 5. Get the hell out of here, Moses. Give me a break. Yeah, and Batman wrote Revelation. Come on, let's get real. So, like I was saying, logic is what I adore, okay? It's my proof for God. To me, it's like it's sacrilegious to believe that the Bible is some special God. But God didn't write that. Men wrote that. People wrote that. You know, what is God? We probably shouldn't even speculate. It's highly personal. What is God? Well, it's not for you to decide and tell me what God is. God is personal. Okay, so here's the thing. It's getting cold out here. I think I'm going to cut it short. It's also too dark to be doing a damn video out here. You're worried about my soul. I want you to think about how disgustingly insulting that is. You say that to somebody. I'm worried about your soul. My soul? Motherfucker, what do you know about it? Why don't you just stick to your own self over there? Your need to be superior, thinking of yourself as saved while the non-Christians are not saved, get the fuck out of here with that. Just get the fuck out of here with that. I didn't mean to just make this a hateful video tonight, even though it's probably kind of sounding like that, because I'm still a little mad. Nothing divides like religion does. Like, he tells me he's worried about my soul. Dude, my soul? Get the fuck out of here. Keep your fucking nose on your own face. My soul. You don't know anything about my soul because you believe the interpretations that some hillbilly behind a pulpit tells you the Bible means. Because of that, you think you have a key to get into heaven, and I don't. Dude, I know more about religion than you will ever know. I know about all the religions. I love religion. I study religion. I'm not a theology major. You know, I'm not a professional in that arena, but I could be. I could be. I enjoy studying the world's religions because I like to understand the inventions of mankind. I like it, you know. I like metaphysical talk. I like what we, you know, suppose is supernatural. I like metaphysics. Like I said, I like physics. I love physics, but I like metaphysical suppositions, you know. Let's talk about what's out there. Let's do that. Let's talk about what's out there. I don't want some guy just telling me, here's what the Bible means. What the Bible means? Dude, you can tell me what it says. You can tell me the words. You can tell me your interpretations. But beyond that, shut the fuck up. Because the book is a book. Is a book is a book. It means what I think it means. It means what you think it means. It's personal. I don't like Abrahamic religion is what I don't like. I think they are the most destructive inventions of mankind, because when God is on your side, well, I guess you can just do anything you want now, because, you know, God's on your side. It's not logical, okay? It's not sound logic. That's my thing. In Christianity, there are 30,000 different sects. 30,000 sectarian divisions. 30,000 different interpretations of the Bible. That's according to Christians. That's not someone else making up that number. This is the number, 30,000 approximately. So, there are 10,000 religions in the whole world, approximately. And again, these numbers are a little difficult because sometimes you'll have two religions that, are they really that different? You know, it's up to interpretation. But anyway, if there are 30,000 sectarian divisions in Christianity, I ask you, why would God write a book in such an obscure fashion? Why would he possibly do that? So we can all argue and kill each other for our differences of opinion? Is that why God would do that? No. Right? I don't know. I shouldn't answer for you. Maybe you'll say yes. I don't know. Why would the book be so obscure? But the thing, furthermore, how many Hindu are there in India? And then China, which is a Buddhist country, which is now atheist because it's communism. Communism can't afford to have competition, so they kicked out religion. Wow. Okay, so let's throw communism in there as one of the religions. Anyway, what I'm saying is, just those two countries, what was that? 3 billion people? I don't know, let's say another billion, I don't know, 4 billion people? Just in those two countries, I don't know, I don't have my numbers right, but I'm just saying, Christianity, whatever your brand of Christianity is, that's the only way to get to heaven? Are you kidding me? Are you that arrogant? You are that arrogant that you will disregard everybody in the Muslim world, the Buddhist world, and elsewhere. And atheists, I'll throw them in there. You're going to disregard everybody. Catholics, Lutherans, anyone who's not your Presbyterian religion, I just chose one religion. Anyone who's not your particular religion is going to hell. Are you that incredibly arrogant? That's the height of foolishness. It always comes up in these discussions about religion. I like to say that Socrates, smartest human ever, you know, according to folklore. Come on, I mean, it's philosophy, it's fictionalized by Plato, so let's be real here. But the story goes, anyway, the story goes, okay, it illustrates a good story. The story goes that Socrates was regarded as the wisest of all. And he went around to all the smart dudes in Greece, and he sat with them. He checked them out. He's checking out their wisdom. He's like, well, this is a smart guy. I'm going to go sit with him for a while, talking, blah, blah, blah. And the guy will show him some non-wisdom. So one by one, he's gone, well, God, maybe. I don't think I'm that smart. But, you know, one by one, well, maybe I am, maybe I am, maybe I am, maybe I am. I can't think of the word right now, but the prophet of, I think my brain's a little frozen. The prophet, you know, the wise person was the one that said Socrates is the wisest of all. So finally he went back to the Delphi, the prophet of Delphi. I'm not getting the word. What's the word? You know, anyway, the prophet of Delphi. And said, you know, I guess maybe I am, but I can tell you this, all that I know is that I know nothing. And that's the wisest person. He's the only one to say, hey, you know what? I don't know anything for certain. And that is the wisest person. The most agnostic person in existence was the wisest. That's what it takes to be wise. To not be so arrogant to think that you know. And I'm going to leave you with that.